Give thanks for another, that we're in the middle of the Festival of Unleavened Bread, which grants us the ability or the understanding of removing our own will and our own desires from the forefront of our mind, not bringing things from our past mistakes, not bringing things from our past errors or the things we've picked up in the past that might hinder us, so that we can journey and continue to the place where the Most High has destined and created us to be. So we are grateful for this festival. This is day 3 of the Festival of Unleavened Bread, right? 3 of 7. So we're grateful and thankful. We ask for Yahweh's protection on everyone that is traveling back to their previous destinations. I won't say traveling back home. Home is here, but we'll say travel. We want to extend a wonderfully blessed happy birthday to our goddaughter, our just jewel of a young lady, Sister Alex Brooks. So we want to say happy birthday to her. Her birthday is coming up. She in and of herself is a gift, so we are grateful and thankful for her. So a gift, what did Marvin Wine say? Rather have a giver than a gift that comes along. So we're very grateful and thankful for her. Want to say happy birthday to Ray Niece. Her birthday's coming up as well. What day is her birthday? What day? 19th? Oh, we got a little bit, but we are grateful and thankful for her birthday. Thank Yahweh for her. Happy belated birthday to our very own brother Omar. Thank Yahweh for him. And happy birthday to our godson Sire. Yes. Yeah, I thought we had mentioned that the other day when we were in. So thank Yahweh for another year for him. He's turning the year 8. Wow, wonderful year. Remember it well. So, it is a great year. So we are grateful for a dear friend, Brother Yee, being here. So it's good to see you here. Thank you for him being here. And so we'll just open up with prayer and thanks for this time. Our Father which art in heaven, who is blessed, who has richly blessed us in abundance, blessed be he. Thank you for all things. O giver of life. Thank you for the clothes on our back, food on our table, and the roof over our heads. Thank you for you have freely, richly blessed us, that it may be well with us. Thank you for this feast, this time. Thank you for HaMashiach, our Passover. Thank you for the fire at night and the cloud by day. Thank you for the words of the covenant. Thank you for your grace and your mercy. Thank you for the understanding of your word and enlightening us through Ruach HaKodesh. We are grateful. We are blessed. Strengthen us in every way and in every aspect. Almighty One, blessed King of Saints. Remember us in all things. According to your will, let us find strength. Thank you for all things. We ask your strength and protection on everyone that is traveling back to their destinations. Touch and heal our bodies. Let this time and this season find healing and strength for all of us, that we may continue in your will. We thank you for all things, O giver of life. Thank you for all things. In the name of Yeshua, who is blessed forevermore, we thank you and we say, so let it be. All right. So we're going to continue on speaking of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. During this time of 7 weeks, we are to eat nothing with yeast. We are to eat no bread, nothing with any yeast in it. We are not to eat any muffins or danishes or bagels or donuts or cinnamon rolls, Little Debbie cakes. What's the brownie? Well, yeah, brownies that are baked with yeast or nothing of that nature. We are not eating any of those. We are refraining from those things that swell or things that puff up. All of those things we are refraining from. Things that have been fermented by yeast. Things that are, in which chemical form has changed due to fermentation. And there is a lesson behind that. But there is something specific about bread when it is applied to bread. When bread rises or when bread is when it is added to bread. And there is a saying that the Bible was written for us, but not to us. And what that means is we have to see, to get a clear understanding, or at times to get a clear understanding of various things, to try to understand the context of when the Bible or the scriptures were written, so we can have a perfect understanding. And so that's what we're trying to do. So let's go to this slide. I think it's 26, and then we'll, what's that? What's that? Oh, right, you can scan the QR code. Matter of fact, don't scan it yet, because some things I want to save for the next, even though the probably already scanned it, but some things we want to save for the next session. We're only going to do part of this, and we're going to do it very quickly. If there are any questions about anything in the feast or anything? Everything's so clear? What's that? All right. So, now, all right, how to make a sourdough starter. So we mentioned before on last Sabbath, or not last Sabbath, on the first day of unleavened bread. What day was that? Thursday? Thursday. All right. That in ancient times, when bread was made, there was no packaged yeast. There was no baking soda. There was nothing to that extent. All right. So what they did is they took from a batch of dough that was made from the previous day's dough, and they mixed it into a new batch of dough, and that caused the bread to rise. All right. So we often think that, hey, we make dough or flour, we make water and flour, and then we add yeast to it. All right. And when you add yeast to it, it automatically causes it to rise quickly. But in ancient times, it took a long time for that to happen because they didn't have a package of yeast. They didn't have things that they just increased the ability to ferment quickly. So they had to use the environment to do it. They had to use different things to do it. So let's take a look at this little video because it is hard for us to understand the context of how they made bread. I hope it's no sound. I don't think it'll be any sound here. All right, so can you start this video and then you can pause it, all right, from time to time. So, yeah, this is the people that made the video. So, all right, pause it. How to make a sourdough starter. So, all right, did you pause it? All right, so this is actually how bread was made. All right, so this is day one. Pause it right here. All right, so they have flour, which is plain flour. So you have flour here. All right, this is plain flour. Did they bring the Play-Doh? Thank you so much. I just need one. So, yeast is made, not yeast, bread is generally made from two things, water, generally, and flour, right? What is bread mostly made of? Water and flour. Thank you. So, day one, they put in the flour. All right, now continue the video. Now you add cold mineral water and you stir until it's all combined. All right, now pause it right there. So you set it aside at a room temperature. So you have about 40. You set it aside at room temperature for about an entire day. This is not adding any yeast to it. This is not adding anything to it. No baking soda. No, nothing. This is just natural water and flour. It's all it takes, just what is natural. All right? Again, what is it generally? Water and flour. It's not complicated at all. But when we think of yeast, we often think of, or when we think of making bread, if I say yeast a lot, please correct me because I can mix it up even myself. So you have water and flour. All right, now, and then it's set aside at room temperature for about a day. Now go on to the next part. All right, pause it right here. So again, you don't cover it for 3 days, and you allow it to pick up natural yeast that is in the air. And when you pick it up, you just allow it to breathe. Anything different you notice about this picture than the last one? It's something else. The air bubbles. Right, the air bubbles. It is changing the form. The air bubbles. When you see the air bubbles, you know fermentation is beginning to happen. It is moving. Now this is air is interacting with the water, air is interacting with the flour, and it is interacting with the sugar bicarbonates, I hope I'm saying that right, that are already in water and flour. They're not adding anything to it. They're not taking anything away from it. Only just these things after 3 days at a specific temperature is already taking form. There is a natural rising ingredient that is automatically incorporated in just water and flour. All right? They don't add anything to it. They don't take anything away. So you have water. Now I'm not going to mix it. And you have flour. So I got flour here. And then I got flour here. Try not to make a mess. And I got to take this back home, so I don't want to use all of it. All right? These are how you make bread. All right? So, was anything added to this? Did they add any yeast, any baking soda? No, just water and flour. All right. Continue. All right, now, day 2 and 3, they're adding more what? This is called feeding. So they're adding more water, more flour, pause it right here. And then when you add more water and you're adding more flour, this is called feeding the mother dough. You're adding more water and more flour to that which is already started to change. And when you add more to it from what it already is, then what do you see different now? More bubbles. And now it's starting to change more form. So before you only saw about 2 or 3, and now you see more. So by you adding more water, more flour, and now over time, now you see more of a change. Now, was anything added other than what it already was? It is just a natural makeup of what it already is. But because it interacts with a consistent environment, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, a consistent environment of wind or temperature, a consistent environment of air, and automatically it changes its type of composition. Sister Jazz, you tried to do that. I just found out y'all had a whole discussion about this. And you and Lady Sis, and y'all, I've heard, it fell miserably. Okay, I didn't want to say it. I heard y'all fell miserably because it is not easy to do, but this is how bread was made, all right? They didn't add anything to it. It just happened normally, all right? Next slide. Yeah. Now you leave at, right, sorry, right. All right, day 5. All right, pause it here. The starter, which is should be full of what? And now ready to use. And if not, you continue feeding it for another couple of days. So all you're doing is adding to it more of what it already is. Has this moved at all? All right? Have they taken it out? Have they added any ice to it? No baking soda to it. It's just normally giving to it more of what it is. All right? And then now, after they continue adding to more of what it is full of bubbles. It is now ready to use. In essence, this is what is puffed up. This is what it means to be puffed up. This is what it means to be fermented. Whatever happened in the air has interacted with the flour and the water, and now it is making it where it is rising and changing its chemical form. This is not this, is it? Right? Something totally different. All right? So, now I couldn't use actual starter because that has leavening. So, all right, continue to play here. All right, so you remove it from there, pause it there. Matter of fact, keep going. All right, now they continue to feed it, and then when they feed it, pause it there. That's what it looks like. All right? So, like I said, I'm trying to kind of mimic what it looks like. So all I could think of what I could get was Play-Doh. All right? Because I can't get really what it looks like. Because then I would be bringing leavening into. So demonstration is not worth being cut off. All right? So you continue to add it. This is what it looks like. All right, now you can press play. I hope this is clear so far. Everybody following along? All right. Now, baking regularly, you keep loosely covered at room temperature. You feed, you remain it. If baking less often, this doesn't matter, any of this. You continue to feed it 5 days. Pause it real quick. When I say feed it, that means adding more water, more flour, and stirring it. That's meaning feeding it. All right. So you might add more water to this. You might add more flour to this, but you're not adding anything else. It is just a natural interaction with the environment. All right. Next slide. Next play. Sorry. Press play. Sorry. All right. Uncover at room temperature. You make it active, and in this jar, it is continuing to bubble. All right. If you're not baking bread when feeding starter, don't discard. Don't remove it. Don't. People do freeze it and give it away. All right. It'll keep going. It'll keep going. That's the end of it. All right. That's the end of it. All right. Go back. Can you go like to right here? Yeah, just go back to like about 30 seconds here and just pause at that little picture. Wherever you can pause at that picture. That's my fault. Yeah, all right, pause it right here. This is what is called leaven. All right, now the water and the flour was not leaven. Did they add anything to make it leaven? All right, did they take anything away to make it leaven? But the fact that it just remained with the air and with the consistent environment, what was normal turned into something different. This is leaven. And this is how they made bread. They would take water, flour, they would sit it in a jar or in some type of safekeeping, and then they would allow it to form, and then they would take this, again, just think of this when I use this, and then they would put it into more water and flour. So they would put it here, and then they would bake it. So they put this into more water and flour, and then when they did this, this dough would rise. It's called netting. Anybody ever see pizza being made? All right, making pizza is like netting. Matter of fact, that might be the next slide. Go to the next slide. This is the actual slide this time. All right. All right. So when that happens, when you add your mother dough to your other water and flour, fermentation happens. Fermentation is a metabolic process where microorganisms like what? Right, break down carbohydrates, which is what? Into acids or what? In the absence of what? And it acts as a natural preservative, creating tangy complex flavors while enhancing food texture and nutrients availability, as seen in yogurt, bread, and beer. Some people throw yogurt out doing unleavened bread. Now, we don't have to do that. But you don't have to do it if you have yogurt. No, you don't. All right? It didn't have baking soda in it, did it? Yeah, so no, you don't have to throw it out. All right. So, but when you add that water and flour and you let it sit, and then you take this part, which was what was created, and you add it to more water and flour, this is what happens. Your dough alone will do what? Rise. Now, we're showing this is a very speedy process. It's happening super quick, all right, because they probably added some yeast to this, at least this particular picture frame. But normally, what? It's animated? Oh, really? It's not real? I thought it was like a time lapse. Yeah, it's not a time lapse. How do you know if it's? I won't ask that. All right, but it is. Well, either way, this is what happens over the course of time. Now, normally, without the mother dough, if you add this, it would take about, or if you add the mother dough, it takes about what, 6 to 8 hours for it to rise. When you add the mother dough into your regular water and flour? Okay, well, that's all right. It takes about 6 to 8 hours from what I've been told. I haven't gotten it successful you have. I didn't even mix the water and flour and try it. So you got a lot further than I did, all right? But when you make this, it preserves, all right? It adds, and you keep this. There are actually people that are selling mother dough from Egypt, from the pyramids of Egypt, that were available in the pyramids of Egypt. Now, it costs thousands of dollars, but I've seen videos of people using this, and the bread, from what they show, the bread is delicious. It's very crisp. You cut it. You have to pay so much money. But there is fermented dough that is available today that is from ancient Egypt that they found in the pyramids in different caves from thousands of years ago. That's how long fermentation can actually preserve food. All right? So that's why they had to throw away this. So this is what leaven is. All right? This is seor. All right? Go to the next slide. All right. This is called treading, netting. All right? Flour and water do what? Due to what? And don't worry about this word. Lactobacillus? Lactobacillus bacteria. Present in where? I don't know. All right. It is present in air. It is just automatically in air. On flour itself. And on what? Your hands. There is natural yeast and bacteria in your hands. So when you are making this, this is also causing the dough to rise even more, like pizza. All right? Cats in New York is nice with it. They be flipping it around, throwing it, all that. Buffalo cats, they corny. They just be rolling it. You know what I'm saying? New York, we be all with it here, tossing it, all on it, throwing it all here, slack at that, bow. Buffalo cats be, You know? That's why their pizza all thick. They can't do the flat, taste. All right. But either way, it is on your hands. When mixed, these microorganisms consume what? Natural sugars that are in what? Producing a what? And this is where baking soda helps it. And when you add baking soda, it just drastically increases it because of that carbon dioxide that is, if I'm not mistaken, because I could be, in baking soda, which causes what? Rising in organic acids, which create a sour flavor. All right? Any questions about that so far? All right. So this is the making process of bread. Keep going. All right. Seor. So it is used as a sourdough starter. So this would be seor. Now, is there anything different here or here? Because look at this as I'll put this under here. I know it doesn't look like it, but all that really is made from bread is this and this. Nothing added. But this and this, with time and environment, produces this. And then this, with this, produces what we know as a big piece of bread or a loaf of bread. Again, maybe when this is over, I'll actually show a piece of bread. All right? But we all know what bread looks like, right? Nothing is added in ancient times. So when the scripture speaks of seor, that is leaven, used for sourdough, a starter or what? Now the scriptures always translated yeast. But when we think of yeast, what do we think of? What's that? Who bakes in here? All right. Like from scratch. All right, so Sister Jazz will be our authority. You bake from scratch? Okay, so what do you put in your water and your flour? Like now. No, not for unleavened bread, just generally, like nowadays. What? Yeast? Yeast. Right. Do you allow your dough to let it sit for 3 days? Right. Now, right, enough to have it raised. Now, how long does it take to raise after you put the yeast in it? Give or take. What's the longest? 2 hours. All right. 2 hours because we're adding something to it. So we think of yeast as going to the store, buying a little pack of yeast, opening it up and adding it. They didn't do that. That did not exist when the scriptures were written. So they had to literally wait for time to take place in order for the bread to rise. It was a natural process. It was not anything they added. So when the scripture says seor, when it says even the first day shall you put away leaven out of your houses, that is talking about that little jar. They took those jars and they had to throw them out. If they had anything like that that they used to help make bread, they had to throw those out. That's why it says you shall put away leaven out of your houses, because they stored those things up. That's the sourdough starter or yeast. Now, literally what it is what is causing the leaven or carnality. It is an agent of change. So spiritually, I'm speaking of. So the starting process is flour and water. The finished process is what? Flour and water. There's no difference. What is the only difference? How does the yeast come about? Time and environment. Time and environment will cause you to change more than a lot of things. All right? Time and environment. All right? So that's why, even on the first day, you should put leaven out of your house. So what's the next slide? All right. The next word for leaven is hametz, which is used for leavened bread or food that has sat with water. So after they have the water and flour, they have the mother dough, and then they bake it, this would be hametz. All right? I'm trying to figure out a way where I can make it look like. It's hard to really see it, but think of the finished product or the product before it gets baked. All right? So this is hametz. So maybe I'll take an L with this. Do y'all need this Play-Doh back? No? All right, Omi ain't looking, so Omi probably say, no, it ain't all yours. All right. So once I put the mother dough, this is what was made with time and environment, and then I put it in here. So think of now your dough. Your made dough that's ready to go into the oven. That would be unleavened bread. That is the fermentation or interaction. That is spiritually, it is what the person is becoming or forming to be as it interacts with the agent of change or carnality. So you as a person, as you are interacting with your environment, as you are interacting with how things go, you are either changing to, you are puffing up, you are conforming, you are being more like your environment as time changes. I didn't put the scripture. This is the same verse. All right. Exodus, for whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be what? So this is not seor, which is leaven. This is leavened what? Bread. Not leaven or seor. This is leavened bread. This is the actual bread before it is baked. Is that clear? All right. Next slide. Finally, you have hametz. All right, or hametz. That's why you see the little thing. Now, this means to be pungent or sour in taste. When fermentation has fully happened, you get a sour taste or a certain type of smell. That is the effect that the agent of change, that are the effects of the agent of change. It is what the person has become or now is. Exodus 12 and 34. And the people took their dough before it was what? Meaning before it got a chance to bake and finish. They took their dough before it was leavened. And their netting trials, which means they had to actually they had a little, anybody ever seen a netting trial before? Kneading trial, sorry. Nobody's ever seen that? All right, anybody ever make dough or bake from scratch with the dough? What do you use when you are making the dough? What do you put it on? I'm sorry. Like, all right, so a board. So if you figure they had their board, they literally put their board like in a little backpack or a sack and took it with them because they knew they would not have time to complete the bread because Pharaoh was telling them to get out. So when it says they took their dough, they took this, right? And they took like that board with them, put it in a knapsack, their kneading trowels being bound up in their clothes, like a backpack, or they had some type of thing tied to their clothes, and they put it on their shoulders and they left. So Yahweh wanted them to leave so quick, or Pharaoh wanted them to leave so quick, they knew automatically, we don't have time to make bread. It's not even no need to put any the mother dough in here, because it's not going to have time to rise. And why didn't when you attempted to make mother dough, why didn't it work? Okay. Really? Did the temperature change any? So a lot of times if the temperature changes, it won't ferment. Now, so even if they would have put the mother dough into the water and flour, Sister Jasmine, saying use your mic, please. All right. So
Sorry.
They would have actually wasted that mother dough if they would have put it into the water and flour, because the temperature would have changed. So it wouldn't have been no use. So all they did was they took their water and flour, their board, and they left. But they needed something to take, so what they did, they took water and flour and baked it. And that's how they came out with, I should have had that, unleavened bread, motz, because it didn't have any time to rise. All right? Does that make sense? All right, next slide. Almost done. So, each person is tempted when he is drawn away from what? Drawn away. Oh, okay. Drawn away and enticed by his what? All right. And it even shouldn't have been evil. It should have just been desires. Then after desire has conceived, it gives birth to what? And when sin is fully grown, it gives birth to what? Don't be deceived, my dear brothers and sisters. There is no difference between this as the starting product and this as the finishing product. It is both water and what? Flour. Even when it changes, it's still what? The only thing that has happened is two things. What? An environment. And when you sin, it is your own desires that make you sin. Right? That's why there's no difference between what a married person does with their significant other and what an unmarried person does with their significant other in terms of intimacy. What is the only difference? Covenant. That's the only difference. So in the eyesight of man, there's no difference. In the eyesight of Yahweh, there's a difference. But is a man wrong or is a woman wrong if they desire to be intimate with someone of the opposite sex? No, that's not wrong. But when does Yahweh say it's wrong?
Out of covenant.
When you're out of the covenant. It's the same way. So there's no difference in the water and flour. There's no difference in both aspects. But time and environment causes you to change. It causes you to conform to the times you're in and the environment you're in. And that's when you begin to sin. You're drawn away from your own desires and you are enticed. What's the next slide? I should only have one or two more and then we'll be done with this. All right. Environment, time, and your makeup, meaning your genetics and your DNA, and how you act or interact, should have been with your environment, will determine what you become. Ultimately, that determines who you are. When I say how you act or interact, now, interact means you take part of it. You just could join. If you can't beat them, what? Right. If you can't be with the one you love, what? Love the one you with. So y'all never heard that song? Right. But love the one you with. All right. My aunt told me one time, you don't be nobody's sloppy seconds. And so, but that's interacting. But acting means that I might be in an environment, but I won't succumb to it. I might be in this particular environment, I won't act the way you're acting. I won't do the things you're doing. How easy is that? No. Has anyone not done that? Has anyone been in an environment and not succumbed to it? Anyone?
I was told be the thermostat, not the thermometer.
Oh. So you determine the temperature, you don't succumb to it. Right. Now, how hard or easy was that?
Very hard.
It is very hard. That's why, as a home, a parent or anyone in the home has to really try to create your own environment. Or, what is the word? Insulate your home as much as possible. That's why, even though secular music exists, I never played it around my children. Did I think all secular music was wrong? No. But I didn't want my children to be so easy with it where they listen to secular music and then they get so easy with it. Now, when they listen to their secular music, which was a lot worse than my secular music, their secular music was talking about a lot worse stuff than KRS-One, Stop the Violence. All right? What's some of the stuff y'all don't even want to, right? Because you get used to listening to things that were not part of your environment. That's why you want to be careful who you interact with. You want to be careful what you see. Was there certain movies we watched that we didn't want our children to see? Yes. Did we watch them around our children? No. We wouldn't watch them around our children, and then my children come in and they hear somebody doing a curse word, and then they say, oh, that's how y'all get down? Right? As a child, you don't know. You have to insulate your environment as much as possible. Did I know my children would pick up things from other places? Yes. Yes. But they're not going to pick it up from me. And what it does is help build the conscience. And not only do you do that for your children, you do it for you. You don't sensitize yourself with your environment. You don't make it where you're relaxed around people that curse. You don't make it where you're relaxed around people that smoke or people that drink. You don't make it where you just, even if I did it, even if someone did it, you don't get comfortable where other people are. You don't want a believer, you don't want to be with a believer because I'm struggling with something, and then you walk into the store and somebody goes up to you and then they say, yo, you got any of that? Right? Because you're succumbing to your environment. If you're going to do something, do it by yourself until you overcome it. All right? Until you overcome it. Because you act, either you're going to act or you're going to what? Interact. right? You're either going to succumb to your environment or you are going to overcome your environment. Yahweh doesn't really want you to overcome your environment, right? Because the scripture says Yahweh placed man eastward in the garden. He wanted man to have an environment around him. And Yahweh wants you to have an environment around him as well. But you have to create that environment. Man had to dress the garden and till it. And you have to dress your home and till it. So that way you won't succumb to the air and to time and become leavened. All right, what slide is after this? All right, so that's it. To be continued. So we'll finish this up on the second service. Any questions or anything about this? Everything's pretty clear. All right, so you understand what leaven is and not yeast. And you understand how leaven takes place. Leaven is something that comes from a person. It is a part of you. And when it is a part of you that changes. It is a part of you that has gathered information or data or time from your environment, and it interacts with who you are. And over time, that can either cause you to puff up, that can cause you to change who you are, right?
Con, I was going to add that to the puffing up. Mm-hmm. And this should be something that we self-reflect on each and every day.
Right.
You know, me and Jazz were talking this morning. I know usually people wait for atonement, but you should atone each and every day.
Right.
So self-reflection and sometimes leaven is not seen so outwardly. It's inwardly.
Right.
So we should always check that.
That's why it is something that is in the air. Can you see the air? Does the air exist? Yes. Does the air take place? Can you feel air right now? Can you see air right now? No. But what if the air cut off? You're dead. You're dead. And so that's the important, but it is unseen. And there are things that take place in you don't know when it's happening. You have no idea. You don't know how it is taking effect on you. You don't know how it is affecting you. You don't know how it's working out for your good or for your bad. Whether good or bad. Whether when Yahweh's working on you, sometimes you don't know he's working on you. When this age is working on you, or when evil is working on you, sometimes you have no idea until it has already happened. And the same thing, you go, what they would do, they would make water, they would make flour, they would let it sit, and then they would come back and you have something totally new. And the same thing it is with us. You sit in a particular place, you hang with particular people, you do particular things, you look in the mirror and you say, man, I have changed. Or you say, man, I don't like what I've become. I knew one person that said they were testifying years back, and they said they looked in the mirror and they said, I have no idea what I've become. I don't know when it all happened. I don't know when it took form, but it is what it is. And now what do? You got to purge out the old leaven, but boy, that's super hard. All right? Anything else? Any other questions, any comments, any concerns? All right. Thank you again, y'all, for Brother Yee being here. He is a friend of Sister Courtney. All right. So we'll break quickly and briefly, and then we'll be back fairly soon. I don't know what time it is, but it'll be more sooner than later. All right. Let's pray and give thanks. So we break quickly. Our Father which art in heaven, blessed and holy are you, who have made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance in the light. You are faithful, O King of saints. We ask that you strengthen us, that we be not conformed to this world, but we are transformed by the renewing of our minds. Help us, sustain us, strengthen us. We may overcome this age, that we do not allow these things to infect us to where we are no longer what you created us to be. Thank you for all things, O King of saints. Strengthen and protect everyone that is here and everyone that has to travel back. In the name of Yeshua, we thank you. And where everyone say, so let it be. saying, well,